Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Associated Guests. I, as always, am your host, Alfie Animus, here at the Bear in Mind channel. And today, we're going to watch a couple previews. I don't know why that's there. That's just something I meant to click on watch later. We're going to see Shlomo Fuentes is talking to Hunter Biden. We're going to get a little peek at that. And if we like it, then we might actually get a longer form version of it pretty soon. And then, of course, we'll get into some of the events of yesterday. We'll see what's going on with China. We'll see what's going on with Iran. But first things foremost. First and foremost, I'm not here yet. I can't drink as much coffee as I normally do due to my recent surgery. So here I am drinking 1 cup of cold coffee very slowly, which sucks. But anyway, I think that is that Yunuka that just popped in? Gentlemen and female gentlemen. It's the thing that one of my viewers, one of my most diligent viewers, showed me on X. So this is going to be for today. But anyway, we'll get into this while people start. While the main people start to filter in. So this is Passengers. I love these online multiplayer games. Especially the dumber the better. Pat you on the head, hand you your hamburger. Okay, so you can fly. You can throw people off. Oh, let's go. Okay, you can get on the outside of the plane somehow and repair it. Okay, you can stop in Nicaragua. That's why you shouldn't drink while you're on a plane. Okay, it's starting to hurt my head. Oh, okay. Holy shit, you got both doors. Okay. This reminds me of an old Seth Rogen movie about being a security guard. You're outside with the door. What the fuck? Oh, okay, yeah, because that's feasible. Okay. I like some of the insane mechanics. Stuff like this pleases me. You can what? What the fuck? Okay, I mean, sure, why not? Yeah, parachutes are for push. Teddy bear! Sir, do you want a hamburger? Okay, fine, just leave. Okay. Hell yeah, let's throw that cocaine out. Uh-oh. Does it blow up? Oh, come on. That's some bullshit. All right.
Gentlemen and female gentlemen, I regret...
Oh, hold on. Sorry. That is not where we're going next. Okay, so next.
This is the type of video. Is this AI?
We'll stop over. We'll get the goy slop.
Brock, is this real? Yeah, it checks out. Hunter Biden and Nick Fuentes. Dude, Andrew really wants to make that money. What a crazy fucking timeline. Oh my god. The Nick Fuentes Hunter Biden Channel 5 interview trailer has dropped.
That you want to ask.
So when this actually comes out,
inclusion has been our greatest strength. Diversity has been our.
It's not a greatest strength. It's just not. Innovation and such, our never say die attitude, whatever, the American dream, sure. But diversity is a great thing. But it is one of the things that pulls us apart. Being different from one another pulls people apart. It's finding commonalities that brings you together, and we can't do that in the current political climate. Because the political climate wants us all to pull each other apart. Literally, more than likely. But no. While, yes, if you can see past our differences, then yes, diversity could be a great strength. But the way that they're wielding it for political power and not to strengthen us as a country, it baffles me how a lot of these people want to tear the country down, tear it apart, while at the same time vying for political power so that, I don't know, maybe when everything is finally done, said and done and over, they can have a little bit more than the rest of us. Maybe they see the communist hellscape as an inevitability, which is fucking retarded.
Greatest strength.
White people do feel like we are being boxed out.
A 26-year-old white kid doesn't feel like he has access because he's been canceled, and the problem is black
You
people.
didn't say the problem's black people.
Well, you just did, Nick. You just
I said
said
the problem is crime, and we know who's doing the crime.
Isn't it funny how he's got the same basic bitch personality as his father? One is a corrupt politician who has aged very badly, and the other one's slightly older than me, drug addict.
Crime in Chicago.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
About the Holocaust thing?
Oh, about that.
We get to say whatever.
About that.
As far as Jews are concerned in general, I think that everybody in the country should be treated with dignity and respect. Vance owes his entire political career to Peter Thiel, whichever firm is the one to develop
That is true.
ASI.
And Charlie Kirk.
Confer dictatorial like
Artificial superintelligence, by the way.
power.
Well, I mean, it depends. It depends on if he met Peter Thiel first or if he met Charlie Kirk first. If he met Charlie Kirk first, then he owes it to both of them. If he met Peter Thiel first, then he definitely owes it to Peter Thiel first.
On the CEO of that company.
I want to find common
But I don't like presidents owing anything to anybody.
ground of how much of a shithead Donald Trump is. We can get there. We can get there. Okay.
I mean, Donald Trump can be bad, but he's only going to be president for a few more years, and then that's going to be it. And by the way, I tried to tell you guys, nobody wanted to listen.
100%.
Everybody called me crazy.
Gross.
Everybody called me a fool. I clocked this instantly. I unironically think that Hunter Biden would resonate with more Americans than Gavin Newsom or AOC. A reformed crackhead would resonate infinitely better than some random former bartender or basically Patrick Bateman. Reform?
And he truly is. You can see his, hey, Tabby, good morning. I mean, you can see Gavin Newsom contradicting himself. He contradicts himself more than Hassan Piker, especially on X. He'll say something this week, and he'll say something else that's completely different the next week. It's like, you remember that time that Trump went into a room with Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, and he came out saying stuff completely backwards from what he would normally say? It's like that, but all over, as the Human Torch would say from the first real Fantastic Four movie.
Well, if he came out, if Hunter Biden came out and said, I still do crack, I don't think anybody's opinion on him would change. Wait, he agrees with Rabbi Mirahi?
You know, this Rabbi Mizrahi, he's this Orthodox Jew from Israel, called me out on Adam Green. He said, I'd like to debate him. And I want to say,
No,
I
he
don't
said,
even know
"Oh,
what
I'd
we're
like
gonna
to debate
about
him."
anymore, man. I think I agree.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
I think Rabbi Mizrahi was right about literally everything. When Rabbi Mizrahi's
This is sarcastic face. I'm doing okay. I had a tooth pulled, so I'm slowly sipping coffee. You don't realize how much, and this is going to sound horrible on the live show, but you don't realize how often you do the suck motion until you get a tooth pulled. And it sucks. That being said, wasn't as bad as I was thinking it was going to be. But I have a little island. My little back molar's all by his little self. And he looks like Roshi's Island, Master Roshi. And I can hear sometimes a voice coming from it that says, "Ah, Goku!" Anyway.
says that 6 billion Goyim need to be put to then go to hell, I'm like, I feel like that's the moderate position.
All right, you.
I'm pretty sure he's being sarcastic here, but I just like saying goyim.
Listen to me. You need to listen to me now. This is a joke. This is called a joke.
That's crazy. What are the odds of that? So, just a refresher for who Rabbi Mirzashi.
The Goyim gets angry. The Jews in control. The Jews in control. They control the money. So who will control the money? You? You compare yourself to the chosen people. You don't see their blessing by God. It's good for you that they run the country and they run the world and they run economy.
So he's not even fighting that Jews don't run everything. He's saying they do, and it's.
This sounds like my aunt. I won't say who she is because while she's gone, her crack addict children will sue me.
Good thing.
And we are above everybody, always in power, always we are the head of the world. All the inventions in the world almost all come from Jews, mainly Israelis. Anybody appreciate it?
That part is true, mostly. I would say it's more than 50%, especially when it comes to mostly tech and weaponry.
No, nobody even speaks
Weapon
about
systems, mostly. What are you talking about? What are we doing here? That's the worst bad Jewish accent I've ever done. Meatloaf. I'm so glad that I'm not the only one that saw this person as Meatloaf. And it's not so much I could care less if they're trans. Okay, there's trans people in politics right now. Most of them are doing it for show. But I believe this one. I believe this one actually does see themselves as a female. I see them as Meatloaf. She looks like Meatloaf, the singer. But I've been saying this on X for quite a while, and I would like to think that I'm the reason that people are starting to say this. But I know it's probably. I mean, I'm surely someone else saw it too. But I mostly think that they just got up there and it was kind of awful. If you remember Jimmy Fallon doing his impression of Hilary Swank after she was in that Boys Don't Cry movie, when he did that impression on SNL, that I'm a girl, you know, that's what this reminded me of. Not because they're trans, but because they go up there and just like, I'm a songwriter, I do all kinds of things. Like,
charge complete.
The accent, I gotta get a new headset. The accent and the way that this person was talking, one, it felt like Shane Gillis doing that same impression of Hilary Swank from Girls Don't Cry that Jimmy Fallon did. That was my main thing against it. Like I said, trans, whatever, you can be for or against it, but that's the main thing. This person was clearly a moron. And that's why they don't need to run for office. And people will say, but I think Trump's a moron and people are okay with him. Or, I think this politician on the left is a moron. And whatever. We should not back the shittiest candidates possible just because we feel that's what the other side is doing. Okay? And if you're stuck in the middle like me and most people who will even talk to me anymore, we're fucked, okay? We have no party that represents us. I was hoping that Elon Musk actually meant it when he said that. I don't think that he would be necessarily the best person to start a third party, but at the same time, given his influence and such, he might actually be. But calling it the America Party is cringe, but then again, so's that golden hedgehog that's in charge of the quote-unquote Libertarian Party. So basically, we're just fucked. But for right now, let's get into something a little more jovial.
Here we go!
And I think this will be awesome. This has the same energy as the original Lego movie, right? It's got mostly the same cast from the live-action One Piece show, from what I can tell. I'm pretty sure, at the very least, Usopp is the same guy. But some of the voices sound the same. I'm pretty sure Luffy's the same guy. But this looks awesome. This is this is great, and I hope they do more than one. Hello, Hebrews and Shebrews. That's right. Gentlemen and female gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Alfie Taku.
Whoa, what's happening?
Maybe I should back up.
Like, I love this. This is never in my life have I needed something so badly and not known until I received it kind of good. Like, this looks genuinely awesome.
About the Straw Hat Pirates begins.
Like, and you can, especially if you view it, like, if you know One Piece, this is literally how Usopp sees everything that's happening. Everything is fantastical, especially the way he's portrayed in the live-action Netflix series. If you guys don't like anime, I apologize. We'll be through this very soon. But that, especially if you see this through that lens and you have a love for this source material, or even just the live action or the anime or the manga, no matter where you're coming from on this, if you see it through that lens, I think that'll make it even better.
But mainly it's about me. Usopp.
See?
Wow, who's this super cool dude? I never said that. The
See?
one who had this idea of adventuring into the Grand Line in search of the One Piece and achieving their dreams.
Awesome. And it's deliciously over the top.
Wait, that's not right. What? That's how I remember.
See what I mean? Perfection.
Oops. Maybe not this one. Oh dear.
I love the guy that plays Mihawk, by the way.
Adventure without a dream. Let's get to the Grand Line. Woo! Never doubted myself for a second.
I love the little Edgeworth thing. Okay, that's fucking amazing. I love One Piece. I'm late to the party. People have been trying to get me to watch One Piece for years. It started during my little anime drought. In like 99, 2000. I did watch a lot of anime in high school. I got really back into it after high school. And the first few seasons didn't really appeal to me at the time. So I just kind of went off and did something else. And then about 5-10 years later, someone's like, hey, man, you should really watch One Piece. You like anime, right? And I was like, this is what, it's still going? I mean, it can't be going for much longer. This is like 2008, 2010 maybe. And I was like, it can't be going for too much longer. When it gets close to ending or ends, then I'll jump on it. And then another 10 years pass, and it's COVID, and I really should have started watching during COVID. And I was like, God, it's still going. And then a couple of years later, they announced the live-action series, and I watch it. And it's one of the most uplifting, hopeful adventures. Like, it's about loving your friends, knowing yourself, sometimes knowing your friends better than them, and telling them the hard truths. Baron in a Nux outfit, right? Yeah, no, this is a product of our Lord Yanuka over there. He gave this template to me on X, and I put my picture in on it. And so yeah, this is today. Gentlemen and female gentlemen. It's amazing. Alfie Taku here. But yeah, no, I absolutely love One Piece. I wish I had started watching it. I'm all the way, if you know One Piece, I'm most of the way through Wano. I just got through some of the flashback sequences with some of the characters there, no spoilers. About a little more than halfway through the Wano arc, which is about 1,000 episodes in to the series proper. And I've only been watching since I finished watching season 2 of the live action is when I finally said, you know what, I'm going to sit down and watch this. And I've been burning through it like crazy. Not as fast as I would normally. Normally I would have been through with it probably this week. But I still have the rest of Wano, Egghead, and Elbath where they currently are finally. But anyway, continuing on, let's see what Lord Nuxanor has to say.
Gentlemen and female gentlemen, we have
About yesterday. Let's go.
said by the White House, and they're correct. As you can see, basically interference. Unfortunately, not enough people actually know this is happening. For example, fake news CNN is the enemy of the people, as said.
The enemy.
They're correct. As you can see, basically every single right-wing media outlet is showing Donald Trump's address to the nation that it turns out China was literally interfering with elections. Evidence that they were interfering with elections, and CNN boycotted. They literally didn't play it, which is insane. The President of the United States is releasing information that we were under attack by China. All right, literally under attack. And CNN decided just not to air it, obviously, because they're probably compromised by China. Now,
and we'll show evidence of that later.
And it shook the world.
They show that over a period of years, starting during the 2020 election cycle, the People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise.
Really? What's today's prompt?
In history, resulting in China's illicit acquisition of 220 million U.S. voter files. That information includes names, addresses.
I will say, if it's a tech-tone prompt, I'm pretty much already there. Just a little more titified in real life.
Phone numbers, political party preferences, and other sensitive data that would be needed to register to vote and engage in other nefarious activities, which is exactly what was happening. This data loss.
If you can find, when I finally do get back into my workout regimen after I'm done healing a little bit more, they told me not to work out for a little bit, which sucks. Ab Ripper X from the old P90X is the best for abs that I've found. If you need something, if you need that kind of structure, and then Insanity is pretty good, especially if you need cardio but you don't like running. The surprise. Really? Oh, I cannot wait to see what it looks like on a lot of our friends on X. And I can't wait to see what it does with my avatar. How long's that VTuber incoming Barbar? What? What? Oh, mine. I'm not good at it, so it's coming, but it's coming as slowly as what's it? The Winds of Winter or whatever the last Game of Thrones book is.
The intelligence even shows that China has signed a data exploitation unit specifically to this new project. Compounding the travesty, the second set of documents we are releasing reveals that members of the deep state, very, very famous group of people, many cases, in our intelligence agency work to actively
it finally clicked.
Play information about the extent of China's sinister election meddling, covering it up from both the president and the American people like nobody thought was possible.
Now, just understand, China is funding almost all of our colleges. There are Chinese
This is true.
with visas in our country.
So is Qatar or Qatar, however you say it.
An insane amount of influence from China. Evidence that 220 million U.S. voter files were stolen by China.
This is true.
Insane, by the way. All right? This is literally insane, and I think it's the source of so many of the psyops that's happening here. Now, I think a lot of us knew that there was something going on, but the fact that there's evidence for it is absolute insanity. It's crazy world that we have evidence for all this, and it's even crazier world that the Chinese bought out media spaces didn't publish it, like CNN. CNN decided not to show this. Why would CNN not show this if they're not compromised? Now, you know that Trump and Xi Jinping probably had the most awkward phone call of all time right after this. You know, hey, Doc.
I really wish I could do a better Winnie the Pooh voice. That way I could talk like Xi Jinping. Oh, bother.
You asshole, what you doing?
That one works too.
I know we get along very well. Very well. You did a funny one. You were really funny when you did that, but I am laughing now. Good one, Xi. Anyway, we're cool, right? I need your oil, Donald. Fuck you, asshole. Anyway, we all know that's how it went.
Fuck you.
Thomas Massey, who lost his election miserably and is crying about it to this day. This is absurd. Every piece of voter data Trump mentions here, as well as which elections each voter voted in, is readily available in Kentucky for a small fee. We have Thomas Massey downplaying Chinese interference in our elections. That's interesting. Wow. Masshole really getting cooked big time, it seems. Now, if you actually look...
I very much like it better when you don't have to pay fees for publicly available information. You know, that's just me. And no, this isn't the same category as having to get a driver's license, something that you have to get anyway as a form of ID, a form of government ID. Is something that you have to do to be a citizen in the country. You have to have an ID. A lot of people don't get them because they think it's just a driver's license. No, you have to have a government issue ID on you at all times in America. Oh, it's just a fact. But so people are acting like this is a poll tax. That's not a poll tax. You're a retard. I'm sorry. I'm just so sorry.
says that China.
I look like his dad.
A U.S. administration official.
Like, I literally, I look like his dad, and he got his whole style from me, but I wouldn't let him keep the hat. Sorry.
Report was published today at the White House. All right, this is insane, by the way. We have evidence of this. That is crazy world. Also, the White House declassified email showing that NSA members deliberately hid intel assessments from President Trump in 2020 that China was trying to influence the election in favor of Biden. The quote, deliberately messaged our one pending presidential daily briefing. Literally, the CIA, the NSA, the deep state, all right, was literally coordinatedly faking information that they were delivering to the president. No, Donald Trump, president of the United States, he doesn't have all the things. He has people look at the things and tell him the truth. And the reality is, what he received was a lie, a fabrication. He was getting false briefings from the deep state in his first term. And this is confirmed. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This isn't Alex Jones just saying the frogs are becoming gay.
Call me Papa Nux.
All right, this isn't Candace Owens saying that Sumerian time travelers are killing Charlie Kirk. This is literally verified evidence, declassified from the White House. All right?
And by the way, for those, I see we have more people in here than we normally do. Yes, that is something that Candace Owens said. Not altogether like that, I'm pretty sure, but yeah, she did say Israeli time travelers conspired to kill Charlie Kirk, and they used Egyptian planes to do it. Or something to that effect.
The assets in the U.S. media and social media also to incite the 2020's BLM uprising. All right, remember how we had the gigantic BLM uprising where basically Gavin Newsom in California was just rolling out the red carpet for China and not arresting any of the people that are burning shit down? Everything except for libraries got firebombed. I don't know why the BLM riots didn't target libraries. It's one of the great mysteries. It's probably because notoriously black people have a respect for knowledge and reading. Probably. That's what I would say personally. No one knows why.
They're not
they weren't
Asian.
firebombed. It was weird. But we all know that they firebombed the rest of the country. All right, that shit was insane. I remember.
And most of them weren't even, like, most of the Black Lives Matter, quote-unquote, riots weren't even Black Lives Matter. It was mostly, most of it was Antifa types, militants. Most of them were people that didn't even live in the communities that they were burning down. And some of them, yes, in fact, were feds. Just like all those alleged white supremacists that showed up in D.C. on the 4th of July weekend. And also note, those people didn't harm anyone. They didn't show their faces, but they didn't do anything. All they were was there until they went away. They didn't cause any commotion. Literally all the commotion that happened about them was about their very existence.
Is going down every day, just literally being shot.
And I think they were feds.
They was Kangs and shit. They was Kangs and shit. You know what I'm saying? They was Greeks and shit. All right, this is new, but we was Greeks and shit. We was hell in Detroit and shit. All right, we was librarians and all right. Anyway, the point is, it turns out the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, was literally inciting these BLM protests, which we knew was not organic, obviously. Now, an FBI agent was
well, and my biggest thing was you had all these accounts of pallets of bricks, cinder blocks, and other various things that could be weaponized were just kind of there when these people got there. They were supplied. How were they supplied? It's coming out now that it's might have been the CCP that did a lot of that. Among other sources, I mean, Alex Soros has been tied to a lot of these things. Hey, we'll see you later, Abby.
Shit release a basic
Frisbee.
shadow government across the FBI at this point. This is in the files. China produced fake U.S. driver's licenses that manufactured tens of thousands of Biden mail-in votes in 2020. This is true. All right, this is now confirmed. This was a theory. We were all like, it's really weird how they're not actually, they're basically, no one requires ID to get driver's license. Well, we now know that they pushed to vote by mail and change election law to allow mass mail-in ballots, and China was literally creating those voters. In 2020, the intelligence community deliberately messaged the president's daily brief to avoid sharing key analysis and information with President Trump. This is sedition, okay? This is insane. This is actual treason, and we will be getting arrests from this. Now, China obviously did not take the news very well. Their entire market fucking collapsed, all right? When it's like, oh, hey, They caught you on your shit, sir. This is very bad. Yeah, it's very bad for China. China is completely cooked right now. Now, Joe Biden won Michigan by 154,188 votes in 2020, and Michigan reported 156,839 duplicate registrations. If all the duplicates were fake, then he lost Michigan. Do we understand what that means? Okay? Again, I'm not saying that the duplicates were all fake or all voted for Biden. But if they did, then he lost Michigan. And now we know that for a fact. All right, just to understand.
Oh my God.
This
is going to be amazing.
Able to get their hands on voter data for 220 million Americans. So the call is coming from inside the house, like literally trying to be like.
The call is coming from inside the house.
Yeah, Trump was compromised by China to rig the election against Trump, right? Now, Rapid Response 47 said, yes, Chris, that is literally the point. It was purposely kept from Trump and the American people in an unprecedented cover-up to undermine his first administration in the 2020 campaign. Literally, people in the intelligence agencies were hiding information from the president. It was the
that part is true. That is absolutely what happened.
Thomas Massey keeps getting mad. But where's the speech about Israeli interference in U.S. elections? Popcorn. Listen, maybe there isn't evidence of that. Again, I think every single foreign country
Popcorn.
is trying to influence our elections. I do believe that. I think Israel's doing it. I think China and Qatar and all these other fucking countries. I think they're all doing it realistically.
The difference is Israel's donations and a lot of these things are infinitesimal compared to what else is going on in this. And to be fair, a lot of the money from Israel is just money from us. Like, we give Israel a lot of money, but they have to spend it, I think a large percentage, I think it's like 85%, buying things from America. What are we talking about? Can you turn the next volume up? Yeah.
Because we're the world superpower. We are the superpower of the world. Everyone wants us on their sides. I think every foreign government is trying to manipulate our elections. I think most is doing it through money. I think some, like Qatar, who spent, by the way, 4 times what Israel spends on our elections. Qatar spends.
I'm doing this one now. I'm not waiting until the end of the day.
5 times, or China, or Japan, which spend 5 times. Big Pharma spends 5 times Israel's.
Oh yeah, but by the way, who was it? I just saw someone being given a bunch of shit for taking money from Israel. It's a low number. It's like a couple of $100,000 total, career-wide, from AIPAC. Not even from Israel, from AIPAC. No amount of corruption, especially like me, and I've been broke my whole life. No amount, like $200,000 isn't enough to sway me into putting another country before my country. I don't care. I'm like, if I got $1 million, like, would I spend it all overnight? Possibly. I would probably take about half of it and invest it, probably put it in that Nancy Pelosi app, and then the rest I would, fix my truck, make sure it's great, just barely update my living space, probably make sure I have an office so I can do this more professionally, so that my headset doesn't keep telling you that it's fully charged. But if I don't do that, then it'll constantly do the echo thing, and there's no turning it off unless I shut down my whole thing, because I'm not good at tech. I'm working on things. You'd think I'd be better at it by now, but I'm not.
Budget, right? Just to understand exactly what's going on. But the reality is, I think everyone, I hate that there's foreign money coming into our country for elections in general. I think all that should be banned immediately. But, like, bro, holy copa moly. This dude, like, we lost a congressman, but we got a podcaster. That's what it feels like. This dude's actually retarded. We literally just released unfettered, factual evidence.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all of it. We can only buy weapons with it, and we have to buy it from America. I don't want it to believe it is true, but I think Asman's new girlfriend is a Mossad agent. Wait, his Asian girlfriend? His Asian girlfriend's a Mossad agent? Did she get it done with surgery? Did she get that done to her eyes with...
That China rigs elections for us. Literally infiltrates and makes fake votes. And here we got Thomas Massey trying to sweep that under the rug and blame the Jews. Like, are we serious? It's so frustrating, man. This is what I've been telling my chat earlier. I had someone in my chat being very, very impolite, saying, all anti-Semites should leave, and that's despicable.
Okay. For some reason, it's not letting me do the Enel face. Let me try with a different picture.
The safe zone for anti-Semites, but exclusively high IQ anti-Semites. I can't stand the dumb anti-Semites. Like, you're gonna blame everything on the Jews. Like, come on, bro, you gotta get out of here. I don't like, bro, this shit sucks. But like a nice high IQ anti-Semite. What's a Jew gotta do to find a nice high IQ anti-Semite these days? We're left with the fucking riffraff that's trying to get the Muslim votes. Like, this is diabolical. So yes, this is a safe space for anti-Semites, and I don't want anyone to feel unwelcomed here, unless you're retarded. Anywho, so Thomas Massey keeps going. Like, he's like, Alex Brucewitz, this is the guy that's working for Trump. He's a Trump advisor. Why are you trying to downplay CCP interference? Because CCP didn't spend $30 million to buy a congressional seat in Kentucky or give Trump $300 million to start a war.
Oh, you're talking about Case? No, I mean, him and Case have been because I've, for some reason, after I clicked on that video, another video of the two of them, a couple of videos of the two of them from a few years ago popped up. So they've been like friends or whatever it is, whether they're friends, boyfriend, girlfriend, or he's paying her for sex. It's been going on for at least a couple of years.
Word.
And then I Googled it, ChatGPT, grokked.
Now, the reality is, Trump didn't spend $30 million. Israel didn't spend $30 million to buy a congressional seat in Kentucky. He just lost an election in Kentucky because he's a bad candidate. He's a bad candidate to call Trump a pedophile. Right? He's a bad candidate that right now, as we are speaking, is downplaying verified Chinese, literally downplaying Chinese interference in our elections. This guy sucks. He's horrible. He hates Trump, and I think he's bad for our country in general. So yeah, he lost because Trump endorsed the other guy. All right, and he voted against the big beautiful bill, or give Trump $300 million to start a war. Now, Trump started a war because for the last 40 freaking years, 40 years, Trump was saying Iran could never have a nuclear weapon.
Yes.
Iran admits they almost had a nuclear weapon.
Yes.
The IAEA admits that Iran almost had a nuclear weapon. That's why we're at war.
Yeah, one day they were just like, you know what? We were trying to get a nuclear weapon, and we're going to shove it up your fucking ass. That they didn't say exactly that, but that was basically the gist of the emotion behind when they finally said it.
Not because Israel gave Trump $300 million to start a war. All right, but again, he's just coping because he lost his election, and he's really sad. He's really sad. So now, hey, Grok, did pro-Israel groups spend $30 million, or is that about the total amount spent from both sides combined for anti-Massey and pro-Massey? All right, Grok says, yes, actually, I'm so glad you asked. The $30 million was actually $32 million, and it was the total for the entire campaign, both sides of the argument. Oh, no! Anti-Massey got $18 million, pro-Massey got $14 million, and it's like, it's just so bad. He just lies. He's just lying all the time. It's so sad. It's just miserable. Now, Megyn Kelly's response to the fact that China was actually rigging our elections is insane. I can't wait to see how she criticizes China for rigging all of our elections.
If you go on X, if you go on Instagram, if you go on TikTok, you're being manipulated by Israel. They're not the only ones, but boy, they are the biggest.
This is literally...
They literally aren't. They literally aren't. People get paid by Qatar, like Tucker Carlson and probably Megyn Kelly, get paid in the 7 digits. I'm pretty sure. Whereas most people that get paid by Israel get paid 5 to 6 digits tops over time.
Literally in the video talking about Chinese interference. Right? She spends the entire video talking about Chinese interference, talking about Israel and the Jews. Oh, do not believe your
The Jews did it.
The evidence, the Jews are tricking you. Holy shit, man. It's just insane. Like, again, it's to quote George Orwell, you know, the guy that wrote 1984, to quote George Orwell, anti-Semitism gives some people the supernatural ability to believe in the unbelievable. It's incredible. It's truly incredible that you can be this raped. All right, that China is literally manipulating us. We have evidence of it. It's like, holy fuck the Jews. This is insane. That is crazy.
Holy
Again,
fuck
this is
the
where I'm at.
Jews.
Like, where are my high IQ anti-Semites at? Like, I know that y'all are out there. Like, y'all patriots fighting for our country. But, like, why do I got to deal with this fucking bimbo slop? This is crazy. This is insane. Neville Roy Singham, you might remember him. He's the guy that organized the Cuba trip that'll get Hassan Piker in jail at some point. The wealthy husband, the founder of the progressive non-profit Code Pink and the benefactor of the far-left political causes, is under criminal investigation by a grand jury in the Southern District of New York, according to multiple sources with knowledge in this matter.
I like Jew Pool's Nux from yesterday. I like how his it looks like he's got one of the the Shinigami masks, or not Shinigami, Hollows, one of the Hollows masks from Bleach. It's pretty dope looking.
This is awesome, by the way. I've been calling for this guy to go to jail for a very long time. He's a billionaire. He's American. He lives in China, and he funds all of the pro-commie protests in America. He's basically Goyim George Soros, okay? Like, essentially. Like, that's just what we're dealing with. You know, what George Soros is for the Jews, you got Neville Roy Singham pushing all the Chinese commie slop. All right? This guy funded the entire, like, all the leftoids going to Cuba to basically turn the power
Hold
off
on. So I saw this scrolling through. This says, Nuxapul. Stalin killed millions of Nazis. That's not true. The Nazis were probably the smallest group of people that they killed. The only Nazis that they really killed were the ones that were trying to push through, expand into Russia during their winter. Well, it kind of bled into winter. But mostly, Stalin killed his own people. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Do you have any idea how big Russia is? It's a huge country. Even just the portion that's in Europe is huge and had, even back then, a huge population. They killed themselves. And then someone came back, Israel killed tens of thousands of terrorists, which is true. And yes, some kids died, some civilians died. Collateral damage happens, especially when these fucking assholes spend all of the money that is given to them by other countries on building terror tunnels and weaponry instead of feeding their own fucking people, instead of building any kind of infrastructure. And yes, they voted for it themselves. But, I mean, we're on the verge of voting for a communist dictatorship our very own selves. Why would you give more power to the same government that you already don't trust? Or some dipshit peon like Zoran Mandani or any of his ilk that will possibly run for a higher office? We already have the largest mayorship in the entire country being communist, basically. It's being pushed in that direction. We have couple of governors, I'm pretty sure. Was it Pennsylvania or Virginia she ran as a moderate, and she's pretty much been the most socialist, if not just blatant communist governor we've ever had. It's absolutely ridiculous that people pretend that, oh, it's not happening. Turn around and face the other way, everybody.
He's Goy Soros, is what I'm trying to say. And he's bad. Mr. Singham says he does not work in direction of the Chinese government, but the line between him and the propaganda apparatus is so blurry that he shares office space and his group shares staff members with a company whose goal is to educate foreigners about the miracles that China has created on the world stage. Do you understand? Do you understand? This dude is literally working with commie propagandists, putting billions of dollars into protests to destroy our country. Feasibly, that's what it seems like he's doing. Now, Hassan Piker's having a crash out. I can't believe it. Turns out everyone who hates Trump is actually paid by China, right? Now, this is very funny. He's like making a joke. It's like,
okay. You want to see it? Are you ready for this? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay.
oh yeah, everyone.
Dude, I love this one. This one's that's fucking amazing.
This is coming from Hassan Piker, paid by.
And I love how my Star of David, little Death Star of David tie clip really pops in this. That's one of the biggest things. That's what took me the longest on this. I had to go through probably 7 iterations, and it would not only change, because originally it was a necklace, and it kept doing it as a necklace, and then it did it as this or that, or it wasn't centered or whatever. I went through so many iterations, and every time I just changed the description of the tie clip, it changed other things too. It made my beard too long, too short, whatever. Made my head look as big as it is in real life, which I don't want for my avatar, for God's sake. It's supposed to be a fantasy. Anyway, but I love this, dude. Keep them coming, bro. I'll support you 100%, man. This is amazing. Like, are you making these? Are you typing these out? Like, that's because you have a gift, my friend.
China. Believe it or not, brother.
China, don't trust Hassan Piker. Piker is asshole.
You are not the one to be delivering this message, sir. Holy shit. Literally. This is crazy. Oh, my God. Now, there is a large op of people that, in my opinion, are funded by foreigners that are currently doing their absolute best to subvert and destroy America. All right, I do believe that is the case. And in fact, I think one of the prime people doing that right now is Tucker Carlson. While the left was at its absolute weakest when Donald Trump won his election, the left was basically virtually destroyed. And then we got
Dude, that's so dope.
With incredibly suspicious ties to foreign governments like Candace Owens, married to a British lord, big fan of Vladimir Putin, and Tucker Carlson,
Candace Owens is the worst.
Vladimir Putin, literally buying a house in Qatar, lover of Islam. All right, so we got these guys now infiltrating our movement to basically destroy us from the inside. Both calling Trump the Antichrist, saying Trump was involved in the Charlie Kirk assassination. All right, so these are really suspicious people destroying us from the inside. Now, he just had this dude on his show talking about how the real reason why we went to war with Iran is because the Jews love usury. And the Jews know that usury is forbidden in Islam, so the Jews are getting us to bomb Muslims because the banks aren't lending with enough interest. You probably think I'm joking.
Netanyahu and Ben Gvir and who's the ambassador there? The
U.S. ambassador is called Mike Huckabee.
Mike Huckabee, excuse me for laughing, but
excuse me for laughing. Excuse me for laughing. Yes, he has a retarded last name. I understand, but fuck you, British dude.
Yeah, crazy Christian Zionists.
Right.
And you know what?
Early access.
Maybe at the bottom of it all is they're all waiting.
I mean,
for the coming
yeah,
of the
dude, I'm here
Messiah.
for it.
They don't care.
Anyway, yada yada. I have to get to the good part.
Threw the moneylenders out of the temple.
Oh, the moneylenders.
Yes. Or tried to.
Yeah.
That's probably why they crucified him.
Braided a whip.
You think they crucified Jesus Christ because he threw moneylenders out of the temple? Right.
There you go. And I'm not making a joke about that. That bit of history really
awesome.
Because usury.
And if any of these you don't want me to repost or whatever, until after you make your post, just let me know. Just because I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. Although, dude, these are awesome. These are amazing.
What? I mean, one of the things that the U.S. government and other governments, particularly the Israeli government, have got against Iran is that lending money for profit is illegal in Iran.
He thinks that the reason why we're at war with Iran is because their banks aren't lending money with interest? Like, are you fucking retarded? What are we doing? What are we doing, man? Like, this is insanity.
Did you know
really?
that?
I didn't know that.
It's against the law. Usury is against the law in the Islamic Republic of Iran.
Immoral people. Yeah, they killed 40,000 of their own people, and they, execute women and rape them.
Yes, they have some base conservative values. Yes, that is true. However, it's basically conservatism from like 1,000 years ago. Okay. They literally make their women cover up so that they don't rape them. This is what we're dealing with. Be aware.
Before their execution, so that they don't go to heaven. But hey, at least their banks are immoral.
Persia. It's illegal.
See, and people will think that this guy is intelligent because he has, that accent. Oh yes, it's usury. It's just usury. Yes, that's all it is. That's why the Jews didn't like Jesus, because they are a usurious people.
Why would that offend other governments?
And Tucker Carlson, look.
Yeah, it's the basis of the way everything works. Is that you get control.
It's the way it works, is it? Is it the way it works?
You've lent them the money or given.
Hold
them
on,
the
I got a.
I mean, don't look at me with your brow furrowed like that. You've seen the Congress of the United States.
Hold on. Jeremy Boring just put something out. Here it is.
Again, I agree.
Okay. Tucker Carlson does this. Yeah, no, of course. Like, I literally, like, the ones that you send me, since I see that it's a post on that, I'll just send it back to you, and then when I see the post go up later, I'll put it on there. Like, that's the order I go. I send it back to you. I put it as a comment in the chat from the one from, you know, where you posted it, and then I'll post it on my main page, and I'll tag you as well. Obviously. Oh.
Obviously, this is what's known as epistemic closure, language that signals that the question has already been settled. So asking for evidence feels like you're the one who's out of bounds. My team analyzed 23 episodes of Tucker's show. We found hundreds of examples of this kind of language. Obviously, clearly.
Oh shit! Didn't mean to do that.
Of course, everyone.
They didn't. They would have done more episodes than that, but they literally felt like it was starting to lobotomize them.
There's a well-documented effect behind this. It's called the illusory truth effect. The more often you hear something, especially something stated with extreme confidence, the more likely you are to believe it, whether it's...
Oh, okay.
Now, of course, not every use of the phrase, of course, is illegitimate. I just used it right there. That's what makes it so tricky. See, Tucker takes these phrases, and he tacks them often enough onto legitimately obvious and self-evident claims. But then he deftly weaves them in with wild, unsubstantiated claims, with a thought-terminating phrase like, of course, tacked on at the end, as if he's merely commenting that the sky is blue.
Shapeshifter, are you still here?
The Russia-Ukraine war and America's role in it. The Ukrainian government has tried to assassinate Vladimir Putin multiple times.
Obviously.
Has the CIA assisted with the targeting of those drones? Yes, obviously. Tell me how you did it. No source, no document, no former official on the record, no whistleblower, nothing. Just obviously. And then immediately, the inversion.
Obviously. Oh!
It no longer belongs to the person making the claim. It belongs to the CIA and to you for doubting it.
It's actually quite brilliant if you don't notice it. And Tucker Carlson is such a toxic fuck. Sorry, I've never been a fan of Tucker Carlson.
With you completely. I didn't know that usury was banned in Iran, though.
Yeah. So anyway, so now he's making believe that the reason why we're at war with Iran is because we just really hate that they have banks that don't.
Of course, it's because of the banks.
Idiots. It's insane. Like again, where are my high IQ anti-Semites? It's brutal out here. It's brutal. I'm like wading through the Tucker Carlsons and the Dan Blazarians and the Sneekos, like grasping at. I'm begging. I am begging. I'm begging. What's a Jew got to do to find like a high IQ Nazi these days? It's miserable out here. Anyway, Russian state media is promoting Tucker Carlson, claiming that Israel assassinated JFK. And it's like who's the propagandist here? Who is the propagandist, man? Now, Tucker Carlson's brother, Buckley Carlson, just retweeted a video from Vladimir Putin quoting, "The West is run by the Jewish satanic pedophiles. They want to normalize pedophilia." Buckley Carlson says, "Always have, always will." It's like, this whole fucking family is like actually retarded. This entire family is actually fucking insane. They're actually crazy. And now, you want to know the best part? Vladimir Putin never says this anywhere in this speech. This is a quote that's not even in the speech. None of it. All he talks about like gay marriage and shit. He doesn't mention the Jews. He doesn't talk about the Jews normalizing pedophilia. He doesn't come up with any of this. This is the fake quote that's not connected to this video. And you have Buckley Carlson agreeing. It's like retard upon retard. All right, Andrew and Tate and Tristan.
It's retardception.
Just arrested by federal authorities in Miami. All right, you got Andrew Tate dressed in literally.
But for real, I cannot wait to see how Jupils comes out. I don't know if it does it naturally, that'll be amazing. But I know that he's good at altering some of these things to his own personal comedic stylings. So I can't wait to see how those turn out.
Literally the gayest outfit of all time. History's gayest fit.
This is true. Like, this is someone who's prominent in the manosphere. What are we doing? Like, his clothes are too small. Like, we get it. You work out some, bro.
Exaggerating. They are now arrested, seemingly for sex trafficking and pedophilia. All right, Andrew Tate is now facing charges involving child sexual abuse material.
Also, I'm trying to figure out what Lauren Southern, who apparently had something to do with
Charge
this,
complete.
what her beef with, God, I need a new headset, what her beef with Tim Pool is. Like, I know he called her, or I don't think he called her a liar. I think he strongly implied that she was a liar on his show, but I haven't had a chance to check in on it yet.
Now, again, I talked about this a long time ago. I said that they were going to get arrested for it. Obviously, they did. They admitted it on camera. That's the
Obviously.
thing. I'm not making any allegations towards them, but they virtually admitted on camera that they were pimping out children. Okay? Sorry, brother. Literally the least surprising news of all time. And then we wonder why he converted to Islam. I've been saying this for years. Okay? I've been saying it for years. I got so much shit for it because they're based. But I've been saying it for years because they admitted it on camera themselves. Sorry. I like, what can I say? Never forget. Never forget who they run circles with. Never forget their besties. Bro, these are like based Christian Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson hanging out with alleged sex trafficker, child pornographer. It's like what are we doing? It's so obviously a sham. It is obviously a sham. Now Sneeko weighs in. This is pretty great because Sneeko actually converted to Islam because he was a large simp for Andrew Tate. But now
this is true. This is completely true. I believe I remember seeing something that Abba and Preach put out that Sneeko. I know Sneeko is a cuck, but I think that he tried to cuck himself and let Andrew Tate fuck one of his girls or some shit, which is something that's weird. And he converted to Islam because I'm pretty sure Andrew Tate converted to Islam not long before that. And Sneeko is the ultimate follower. And he's been trying to push past. He's basically, and again, this is going to be another One Piece reference. He is, oh shit. What's the Shogun's name? The Shogun from the Wano arc of One Piece. No. The Shogun who usurped the Shogunhood from Odin in One Piece. Is it Sukiyaki? No. Oh, Orochi Kurozumi. That's basically who Sneeko is. Like, he's a leech, okay? He's a parasite. He'll cling on to whatever big fish passes him by, and then when they get eaten by a shark, usually put out by something that he himself is a part of, he'll literally lunge off and try to shoot himself into the top. That's basically it.
Andrew Tate turned on Sneeko because Sneeko is a third world brown.
Who's
planet.
care, Andrew or Hassan? I would still. Yeah, Orochi. I would say. I would say Andrew Tate is probably a little gayer. Just because, I mean, well, never mind, because there is that picture of Hassan Piker in a maid's outfit. Hold on, have you seen this? Yeah. Like, let us not forget, okay? And this dude looks autistic, but look, dude, I don't care. I was in my 20s during the emo movement or whatever, and in that movement of a lot of black-clad wannabe goth fuckers was a lot of people who doing the thing from American Pie 2 where you would try to get two girls to kiss, and they would say you and your buddy have to kiss to make that happen. To which I would always say, nah, bitch, I'm cool. So I will never, like, what is even happening here, man?
Sneeko over here. Sneeko is now fully against them.
So now you're promoting Me Too feminist culture. The fall off is crazy.
See, it's not Me Too feminist culture, it's the fact that they're actually guilty. And I looked through, well, apparently, according to them, I don't know, allegedly they're guilty. Allegedly. At the time, I did believe it. I believed that they were innocent, but you look into it more, and you look into the...
All right, so remember, he was running defense for the Tates during the entire scandal with all the allegations and them admitting it.
This is true.
But now that they're not friends anymore, now he's calling them sex trafficking pedophiles. Holy...
And don't get me wrong. It's good that Sneeko's speaking out against them. It is. However, your intentions behind things also matter. You can be wrong for the right reasons. You can be right for the wrong reasons. You can be wrong for the wrong reasons. You can be right for the right reasons. Sneeko is right in this, but for the wrong reasons, okay? He's not doing it because he thinks what they're doing is wrong. He's doing it because it'll be good for his public view, how people see him. That's why Sneeko's doing it. He's doing it for Sneeko. He's not doing it for the alleged victims or Lauren Southern or anyone like that. But he is probably hoping that Lauren Southern will fuck him like she did Destiny.
Snake. This is like the ultimate snake. This is the craziest thing ever. And now get ready for the accidental ultimate Freudian slip of all time.
What the Loverboy method is, and you look into what that is, they literally said that they were recruiting women to pimp them out.
I said this 3 years ago, and Sneeko called me a loser. Me, personally. He called me out, and he said that I am a loser and a feminist. All right? He said, I'm a feminist because I'm believing women. I wasn't even believing women. I was believing them. They said it themselves that they were doing this. All right? I have not changed my opinion on almost anything. Unless sometimes I'm wrong, and I'll admit it, but I've almost not changed my opinion on anything.
And again, Sneeko has changed his viewpoint on this, but not for any of the right reasons. Not because he saw the truth. He saw the light. No. He's doing it because he thinks it'll get him clout. He's a clout chaser, and that's it. And he's found the mecca, so to speak, of clout chasing. He's converted to Islam. So he will have the support of the entire Islamic community. They will use him to push their narrative, and he will also have the clout coming from all the septum-pierced, blue-haired, liberal white bitches.
For a decade! I have been doing this for a decade! I have not changed any of my opinions! I have not, basically, for the most part. Like, this is crazy.
They had a course talking about how you could become a pimp. Word for word. They just spell out exactly.
Yeah, and you loved it. You ate it up because you're pathetic, which is why you had to, get cucked.
What the Loverboy method is. They say, this is how you do it. If you want a girl to fall in love with you so that you could traffic her, buy my course and I'll teach you how. So
he literally was a fan of Andrew Tate at that time.
Hashtag Nux was right. Yeah, Nux vindication all the way through.
Literally besties with him.
Yeah, he thought it was dope. Like, they literally, if they literally verbatim said that back then why were you such a big fan of them until 5 minutes ago?
To fall in love with you. You have sex with her. Then you program her. Then you take her passport. Then she's in love with you. Then you put her on OnlyFans. It's like, that's what the Loverboy method is, word for word. That's what pimping is, allegedly. I don't know what I'm talking about, allegedly. To a T, that's exactly what pimping is, and they just did it online. And they did it in Europe with white women. Look at that, too. You know what's so funny? Is that the Tates that are grifting the white supremacists, like the white incels, the skin worshippers, they literally got rich pimping out European white women because they were better for money. Like, they made more money.
Yeah, they sucked, and I called it the whole time. And you were their biggest glazer. You even converted.
And the biggest thing is, a lot of people in the manosphere, they literally have 2 or 3 good points, and they put those on all their clips. They get these clips, they get people to be like, "Oh man, yeah, I've been through that. I know what that's like. Yeah, women treat me like shit. Yeah, this happens. Yeah, that happens." And then you watch the rest of the shit, and then you either see that it's full of shit like I did, or you be like, "Man, these guys are really speaking to me," and they just poison your mind with that bullshit. Which is basically what Sneeko's still doing with Islam.
To Islam for them, bro.
Get away with it. They said, we're mainly the third world women. Because they know white women are the best white women.
Bro, look at him smiling as talking about how white women got sex trafficked. The same way he smiled when he heard about the 250,000 white women that were raped by Muslims in the UK. Right? It's pretty incredible. He loves it. He doesn't give a shit about the victims. He just sees Andrew Tate as his enemy right now, so he's happy he's going to jail. And remember, this is the same Sneeko that said, "No, you can't possibly arrest anyone for free speech." All right, again, Sneeko is retarded, and his opinion changes all the time.
Hitler off.
And that's another dipshit. Myron Gaines, another dipshit. Another Islamic retard who loves Hitler. Keep in mind, these guys were best friends with Nick Fuentes until 5 minutes ago.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I've come to realize, and I didn't know this.
Retard.
A lot of people warn me about this, but conservative ideas to a lot of people is just white supremacism. It goes back. It doesn't go back to God. It goes back to Hitler.
It was Hitler evil.
Was Thomas Jefferson evil? Switching sides.
How is that? What? Like, Thomas Jefferson, yes, he had slaves. Yes, he progenited. he banged some of his slaves. Yes. He's also the father of our country, and the reason that our Constitution is one of the reasons that our Constitution is so great. You can't compare that to Hitler. Hitler tried to wipe off an entire people from the face of the earth.
Oh! Wow! Wow! Oh! Yeah, unbelievable, bro. You know, we got this dude, he's pro-Hitler one day, he's anti-Hitler the next day. He hates white people one day, loves them the next day. He is an absolute slime. His ideals mean nothing. America's not a Christian country because Thomas Paine was anti-Christian, and Thomas Jefferson wasn't religious, and he just thought he didn't believe in Jesus. That he was a real person. And Benjamin Franklin embraced philosophical deism, but he wasn't specifically Christian. Yeah, America's not a Christian country, says Sneeko. But anyway, this is Sneeko saying that America's a Christian country.
It started as a white majority. It was created by white Christians, and for it to remain that same cultural identity, it should probably stay the same. You know, it sounds racist to a lot of people when you say that, but I believe this.
You know, this is when he was grifting to Christians, and he was saying that, hey, it's a Christian country. And this is when he's grifting to Muslims, saying America is never a Christian country. Everything he says is a grift. And it's the craziest shit in the universe. Absolute cinema. Again, we have foreigners in our country running interference campaigns, funded largely and possibly by foreign governments, or just views. I guess grifting to the retard audience gets you views, so I guess that's probably a thing. And the reality is, it's a threat. It's a threat we need to locate and destroy. And yes, I don't like Israeli interference. I don't think there should be any interference.
No.
But when we don't want to address the elephant in the room, the fact that we got the China, the Qatar interference, that is on a level that is astronomical.
And before we get over to that, let's see here. I want to get into this bullshit that Mom Donnie put out. I'm sure Nux will talk about this. I think he talked about it on his show last night. More than likely. But
Benjamin Netanyahu is a war criminal, the architect of a horrific genocide against the Palestinians. He is responsible for the killing of more than 70.
The pretendicide. Most of those people were militants, okay? And yes, again, there were casualties, as there are in any war or skirmish, okay? And it's sad, but again, when you shoot a rocket and you literally put on a jacket, which is literally, or put on a jacket, when you literally wrap yourselves in the innocent, when you keep them there by where you're shooting from, so that they can die and become martyrs. Their parents they want them to be martyrs. There's evidence of them saying this. There's videotape of them saying that they want their children to be martyrs for Allah. It's damn disgusting. And then you use that. One, you think that it'll get your children into the best heaven by purging the infidels and martyring yourself for Allah. And then you use that. You use the West suicidal empathy against them. I gotta say, for people who are horribly inbred, it's pretty smart stuff.
For the maiming of tens of thousands of children, as those who survive undergo amputation without anesthesia. For the targeting of neonatal hospitals and maternity care centers, denying newborns even the chance to live.
You don't care.
Countless people he starved as he blocked food and humanitarian aid from reaching. For the gunning down.
He didn't stop food and humanitarian aid from reaching them. Every time that he put it through, Hamas would hijack it, and they would kill anyone who didn't get anything from Hamas themselves. Again, I hate to bring another One Piece reference, but basically what they were doing in Wano until Luffy and the gang showed up. So I can give you a nice little take on how it was. The only difference is they didn't have the smile fruit to make them laugh and seem like they were jovial about it.
Of hundreds of aid workers and journalists.
Can you tell I'm watching it right now?
Month, the UN confirmed that Palestinian children continue to be deliberately targeted and killed by Israeli armed forces.
Not deliberately. Absolutely not deliberately. Okay? Now, they should think twice, maybe at worst. They should think twice, knowing that Hamas and other militant groups like them, like Hezbollah, wrap themselves in the innocent while they are committing these atrocities and bombing Israel because they know Israel will retaliate. It's absolutely disgusting. Effective, apparently, but disgusting.
Forces, more than 8 months after the so-called ceasefire.
Meanwhile, Hassan Diddy Piker is denying that, I don't think that those rapes on October 7th ever even happened.
The list goes on and on. All as we, as Americans, pay for the bombs that do the killing.
That's not true.
There is a reason the International Criminal Court issued a warrant for his arrest.
Because they are extremely not based, because they let their suicidal empathy for the patenticide that's happening in Gaza to affect their judgment, or they just want Israel to die because they're horribly anti-Semitic, as a lot of people on the left and the right are openly these days.
Human beings, we have spent generations building a shared understanding that there are crimes so grave they offend all of humanity. Anyone with their eyes, with their heart, with their conscience should recognize the devastation he has wrought and understand that he belongs before a court of law. As I've said, I agree with the ICC that Benjamin Netanyahu should be arrested and tried for his crimes.
You're the mayor of New York.
Anyone else charged by the ICC.
You're not important.
My administration has reviewed every avenue available under applicable law to determine whether New York City could execute the International Criminal Court's arrest warrant if Benjamin Netanyahu came here. It is clear that we do not have the independent legal authority to enforce this warrant.
No, because if you did it, it would be treason to which you could be arrested. Bro, what are we talking about? What are we talking about, Mamdani? Mom dummy.
Government, however,
he's an idiot.
And I call on them to join the ICC and execute this warrant. And I want to be equally clear. Benjamin Netanyahu is not welcome in New York City, nor is any other war criminal at large. While we cannot end the genocide on our own.
So you won't? Will you not let the Iranian diplomats or whatever you call them there? Will you not let them in either?
We can decide whether our silence will become another weapon, and we can examine every tool we have to defend the humanity and dignity of all people. That is my commitment to you.
Again, you're just a mayor. You're the mayor of the biggest city in the country, but you're just a mayor. And then you have this dipshit. Glad to see the New York City mayor not backing off from saying this, even under bad faith attacks. Fuck you. And pro-genocide ghouls. Mehdi Hassan's a retard. Go back to England or just fuck off somewhere else. But he also concedes he doesn't have the power to arrest him because he's a mayor. Indicated war criminals and calls out the U.S. government for not joining the ICC. Because they're our ally. And he hasn't committed any war crimes. He hasn't. He hasn't. Do I think that he should be more careful when retaliating, knowing the tactics of Hamas, that they will literally wrap themselves in a blanket of the innocent? Or they'll run to safety and they'll order those children to stay there. Absolutely disgusting. Anyway, continuing.
By every single metric, we are being disingenuous
Oops.
retards. All right, we really are. And it's insane to not make believe that this shit is a gigantic rift, which it obviously is. These are people with no values that have huge ties.
Married
foreign
to one of his
adversaries
besties, by the way.
of ours, that we have evidence, smoking gun evidence, that they manipulated the actual 2020 election. And now they're fucking finding out. Now Iran is on fire in the worst of ways.
Literally on fire.
Strike. So Iran committing war crimes every single day because they're terrorists, as much as the ICC, International Criminal Court, is saying that Trump is a bad guy for killing terrorists. Meanwhile, Iran is literally committing actual terrorist attacks, fighting, blowing up civilians, attacking desalination plants. All right, and heartbreakingly, CENTCOM released a statement on July 17th. 2 U.S. service members in Jordan were killed in action at U.S. Central Command, and partner forces defended against Iranian ballistic missiles and drone attacks. Additionally, 1 service member is currently missing. All right, this is really, really sad. It's horrible. It's absolutely atrocious. Obviously, casualties happen in war. As horrible as it is, it does happen. And what's just absolutely nightmarish to see is the response by the left, basically saying, "Ha-ha, go Iran! I'm really glad Iran is killing Americans, and they're dying for Israel." You know, obviously.
Yeah. No, they're very happy when this happens because it gives them ammunition against the administration, and that's it. They do not care. Do not be confused. They do not care about any of the fallen soldiers. They want the soldiers to die. The same way that the people in charge of the leftist movement, of all these activist claims, of all the no kings protest, even though we don't have kings, even though in countries where they do have kings, they'll still have these protests against Trump, but they'll call them no tyrants because they have a king, and they don't want to upset the actual king. No, pip, and all that. Absolutely insane. But those people want people to be cannon fodder. They want people to get in the way of ICE and to resist arrest and attack them and be killed. They all want this to happen. They want the poor people to die. Back when I was doing some of these activist activities, we'll say, I noticed something stark. People would get arrested, but the only people that would stay in jail and get the charges were the people who were either being paid to be there, and they had lawyers in place, or it was the people who were living off mommy and daddy's money, the very people who they were trying to rebel against by going and doing these things because they were ashamed of mommy and daddy's money, but not afraid to call upon it when they were put their feet against the flames, so to speak. It's disgusting. It is truly the same sign of privilege that they say that all the poor people have. Oh yes, I need to check my privilege. But you, who actually has privilege, you're one of the good ones. And that's it. You'll find that white leftist liberals, especially upper middle or upper class white liberals, are some of the most racist, privileged people on the face of the earth.
This war is not for Israel. Israel's basically frustrated with how America's been operating, even though America needs to do what it does best. I'm really glad that we're not going in, ground invasion, boots on the ground, all that stuff, and it's really disgusting to see. You know, God bless our troops. Thank God we've taken, you know, by any metric, incredibly minimal casualties. In fact, if you want to put this into perspective, there are more people dying per week in Chicago from gang violence. All right, compared to the total number of soldiers that we've lost in this entire war. You know, God really has been looking out for us here. And the reality is, Godspeed, heroes. Their sacrifice only stiffens our resolve, says Pete Hegseth. Now, Pete Hegseth had some very, let's say, not very polite words for the Iranians, and Trump went even harder than he did.
Being an American means something unbreakable. If you kill Americans, if you threaten Americans anywhere on Earth, we will hunt you down without apology and without hesitation, and we will kill you. President Trump has also been very consistent.
That's right.
That's base. That's pretty base.
That is
like
right.
Iran, hell-bent on prophetic.
Again, this is a 47-year-long dictatorial Islamic regime that's killed thousands of us. They have built weapons. Europeans died from heat stroke more than we have lost soldiers. Dude, people don't understand how, thank God, God has looked out for our troops and protected us. I'm not even exaggerating.
And people will say retarded things on Facebook and X like, ICE has killed more Americans than Iran. You're a retarded person with a 5-minute memory span. You're a goldfish. You're a goldfish walking around as a human. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Stay silent. Educate yourself for the love of God. Otherwise, go fuck yourself.
All right. Well, like it's incredible. And however, it's war, and in war there's horrible casualties.
Yes.
It's really sad. However, it's time to kill them.
That Islamist delusions cannot have nuclear weapons.
Very obviously. Now again, the left is rooting for them, as well as the some of the retards on the right that are literally joining forces with the Islamists. Like, these people suck, by the way.
Yes.
All right, they suck. They hate our country. They hate our troops, and they want us to die. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene is one of these people, in my opinion. Sacrifice? What the fuck are you talking about? They didn't willingly sacrifice themselves. They were killed because of the war.
Yes, they did. Every soldier, when they sign those papers, when they take those vows or oaths or whatever you want to call them, they know what could happen. They're fully aware. They don't fear it as much under Republican presidents as they do under Democrat presidents, but they know it's a possibility. And anyone who says otherwise doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. Okay? There are jobs in the military that you can take where you'll be much safer. Regardless. If you're overseas, you have that risk. Right now, even in Europe, that risk is there. But every soldier knows when they sign those papers, when they raise their hand, and when they take that oath, they know what they're getting themselves into. Yes, willing sacrifice. Willing sacrifice. Automatically, you're there. If you die in service of your country, you're a hero. Automatically. Certainly much more than those fat, lazy nurses. Not all nurses, but the fat, lazy ones who put the signs in their yard themselves. Or they have one of their girl besties put the sign, "A hero lives here," during COVID. Self-aggrandizing bullshit, okay? Most of them didn't even go to work.
Or you, Trump, and the admin are waging on behalf of a foreign country, Israel. You mean their deaths fuel your bloodlust for a senseless war? This is disgusting. All right. Now, again, this is coming from Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene,
Former
$100
Congresswoman.
million in Congress, allegedly on insider trading.
Yes, and she only turned against the party when it affected her illegal migrant employment at her. I think she's got like 2 companies that she has ownership in. That's the only that's when it affected her bank was when she turned against Trump. That's when. Which is why, I've never had respect for this woman, for starting from the Jewish space laser nonsense. Okay, the Goy beams, but no, this person only cares about herself, her bankroll, and her public image. Okay, and she will she will light you on fire if it saves a little bit of money for her.
Being our country, and she's out here grandstanding about how these people that died in vain. And it's disgusting to see. They died to destroy an enemy that has literally killed thousands of us.
You guys still there?
Literally been planning on building a nuclear weapon. It's disgusting that you would shit on their graves like that for social media points. And it's insane to see how everyone is doing that. Everyone is doing this. Now, Trump is not very happy. Trump has ordered U.S. CENTCOM to open the gates of hell upon Iran after U.S. casualties in Jordan. U.S. officials tell NPR. Another U.S. official tells CBS News that today's U.S. attacks will be more extensive and larger than previous nights. An early lid has been issued at the White House. Now, again, understand that we are up against the fucking forces of evil here. It's insane. It's complete insanity watching this happen. It really is. Now, Iran threatens
in the chat, the Jewish space laser doesn't exist yet. I love the yet there, bub.
a war on the United States if they continue bombing the country. Ha! They've been trying their absolute best. Their absolute best. All right? And they have virtually not succeeded in anything. Again, they have no leaders. They have no
full-scale war.
Air Force, they have no Navy. And they're out here saying, "Oh yeah, you want full-scale war? What the fuck are you gonna do? What are you?"
Flail, mostly.
Again, you exist on our benevolence alone. We can nuke the shit out of you. We can nuke you.
It's very true. Very
You're
true.
doing everything in your power to destroy us, and we are literally holding ourselves back based on our benevolence and better value than yours. Or your goat shag.
Our benevolence.
Right, sorry, bro. Sorry, the sand neighbors. These guys are gonna get obliterated, brother. It's gonna be bad. Now, Iran attacked Kurdish opposition troops in northern Iraq because it seems like they were afraid that the Kurds were going to invade Iran and topple them from the inside. Sirens in Bahrain as Iran launches a new round of strikes. Understand how insane it is. Okay, we are obliterating Iran. Iran is attacking all their neighbors. Literally, they are doing the meme. All right? Death to America! And they shoot all their fucking other Muslim countries. Like, again, because they're
Pretty much.
terrified of us. Like, let's be honest. We know what's happening.
Which is crazy, because by shooting their neighbors, people who would once have been seen as at least hesitant allies, they're making enemies of the whole region. This is going to turn into a... I don't think this will be a world war, not unless China gets directly involved or Russia gets directly involved. But let's be honest, Russia's getting the shit kicked out of them from Ukraine and our weapons, but Ukraine, they've had to enlist. I'm pretty sure they had to get, Koreans and Chinese people over there fighting, from what I've heard. I haven't really paid attention in quite a few months, except that there's black smoke pluming over Moscow.
Sirens in Bahrain. Now, Iran is obviously not winning the war. In fact, I would argue that they are losing spectacularly. They're getting wasted and evaporated. The GGC Secretary General says Iran has committed war crimes. Like, no shit. No shit. Really? Iran, the guys that just massacred 40,000 of their own people, they committed war crimes? Ain't no way. Iran launched offensive attacks on Qatar with at least 3 to 4 impacts in Doha minutes ago. That's the capital of Qatar.
And see, that's the thing. And this is what I really wish people would understand. Sent me another one, really. Sorry. I'm autistic, probably. Definitely ADHD. But no, this is the thing. If we wanted to destroy Iran, actually turn the whole country into glass, we have more than capable. We could do it over a weekend. We could do it with the push of a button. We don't. Because that's not who we are. Israel could do the same thing to the pretend land that is on 2 of their borders. They could do that to most of the countries around them, but they don't, because they don't want to, because that's not who they are. I'm sure Yanuka could attest to that. If Israel put their guns down today, Israel would not exist. If the Palestinians put their guns down today, then we could talk about a 2-state solution. Absolutely. We could start to rebuild. We could make Trump's little fantasy land of turning, what was it? Was it Gaza or the West Bank? One of those two, into a luxury paradise. But it won't happen. Not with what's going on there right now.
And it's like, bro, what are we doing? These guys are just fucking bombing everybody. Holy shit, what are the sand people up to, brother? What are they doing? Now, Iran attacked Kuwait's desalination infrastructure for a second day.
Hold on. This is, I just saw, bro, this is, it kind of turned me into a brother, but that is, bro. That is awesome, bro. That is awesome. Yes, bro. This is the coolest thing ever, bro. I need to learn how to do this. First, my VTuber avatar, and maybe while I'm doing that, then I'll learn how to do something like this. That's awesome.
Don't know what desalination is because we live in first world country. Desalination plants are what removes the salt from the water to make the water drinkable.
Yeah.
This provides 90% of the country's drinking water.
Which is something we're going to have to start doing because we're running out of naturally occurring consumable water. Okay. Desalinization plants are going to be very important in humanity's future. So yeah, this is a war crime.
The UN doesn't care. It's almost like the UN only cares when America or Israel does something. They don't actually give a shit when
Yeah.
the fucking sand muggles do anything. They don't care about that garbage. None of that. They don't give a shit about that. So they're just bombing.
By the way, the people who I've heard say the word sand neighbor, quote unquote, you know what I mean by neighbor, are black people. That's the only people I've ever heard in person, in my real life, say the word sand neighbor is black people. Because black people, sub-Saharan, from the sub-Sahara area, don't like anyone north of the Sahara. And vice versa, I'm sure.
Desalination plants. Again, a war crime. Not that anyone cares. Not that war crimes are real. You have this guy. This is one of the large spokespeople for the United Arab Emirates, and he's basically going off on J.D. Vance. He's saying something's fishy going on. In the past 24 hours, Iranian state TV has reportedly mentioned J.D. Vance positively 83 times while attacking Israel and America's allies. They have praised Vance more than their own president. That's weird. We have a saying in the Middle East that the Islamic regime in Iran loves your position. You're probably doing something wrong. If it hates your position, you're probably right. So again, the Emirates are saying this. Can't wait to see how Tucker Carlson goes off on the Emirates for this one. Oh, how dare Emirates, clearly owned by the Jews. Breaking, Iran is attacking Kuwait, Bahrain, and Qatar. Kuwait says electricity and desalination plant were damaged in an Iran attack.
I think this is how J.D. Vance is getting so much praise.
Is seizing Iranian ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Dude, the most gangster shit in the fucking planet, bro. We took your shit, guys. I hope you are aware. We took your shit. You cannot do anything to us, but we will continue taking your shit. That's just how it works, Sorry, bro. That's just how it is. That's just it. Now, Iran keeps claiming that they're taking massive victories. Iran claimed that they attacked the El Kamp garrison in Syria and captured and killed American troops. Except confirmed, no American troops have been killed or captured, thank God, in Syria. Yeah, so again, they keep making believe they're doing things.
Yeah. They're much like Wimp Lo from the movie Kung Pao Enter the Fist. I am bleeding, making me the victor. Let's try my face to your fist style.
We're fact-checking them faster than they can even push out their...
We tried beating them by slapping their hands and feet with our faces, but it's not working.
Propaganda. Today at 6, Central Command confirmed that we launched new airstrikes against Iran at the Commander-in-Chief's direction. That's right. We are unleashing the gates of hell. The strikes are designed to go further, degrade Iran's ability to threaten commercial shipping in the Strait of Hormuz, swiftly punish the Iran Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps forces who launched attacks against American service members in Jordan last night. Now, meanwhile, on Twitter, you have Fars News Agency, which is the official Iranian state media, basically saying, hey, this is access on where we could dox to kill Trump. Again, are we supposed to make peace with these people? Let's be honest. Let's be real here for a second. We got people still making believe that we're supposed to make it.
Honestly, when I saw this, I was like, oh, this could be white liberals. Then I saw this, and I was like, that could still be white liberals.
Deal with these guys. We got Tucker Carlson glazing these guys every fucking day. First of all, how is this even allowed on Twitter? This obviously violates Twitter's guidelines. Elon, hello. U.S. airstrikes.
Tag him. He follows you.
Iranian province adjacent to the Strait of Hormuz. Dude, we are bombing them in this location. They're losing very badly. All right, for all the people that are saying Iran is winning a tactical victory, it says it on Wikipedia. Yeah, all right, dude. Tell that to Iran. Iran didn't get the memo. All right. Meanwhile, Iraq signed 48 deals with the U.S. companies worth over $60 billion, including a pipeline project, bypassing the Strait of Hormuz. Do you understand what this means? This is crazy. It means, now again, I'm against the Iraq War. I don't think we should have done the Iraq War. I don't think it benefited us enough. We lost tons of people. But we objectively won the Iraq War. Ironically, the mission was accomplished. Not only are we getting a bypass for the Strait of Hormuz, so literally Iran gets zero leverage, but also we're making billions of dollars working with them. Listen, I'm sitting here smoking on a pack of freedom every day. I am breathing freedom and shitting eagles, okay? Oh my God. It's crazy. Ironically, we won the Iraq War, right? And this is just objectively true. Now, again, I'm not a fan of the Iraq War, but we did win it. Now, Asmongold decides to break down why is Iran bombing their random fucking neighbors instead of, bombing their enemies.
Of course, we're going to bomb. It's not about bombing the targets that are attacking us. It's about bombing targets in general, right? It's bombing whatever we possibly can.
Yeah, they're terrorists. Yeah, it turns out they're just bad and they're terrorists, and we're doing the world a favor by sliming them out.
What is the logic behind this? What's the logic behind? I think that they're just trying to what they're trying to do.
They're not attacking Israel because they don't want Israel to attack them back. All right. and they can't attack the United States right now because we've degraded their system so much. They cannot even reach us. Right? So now they need to make it look like they're doing something. they need to do something. So, you know, they're they're just bombing fucking Arabs. It's like I shouldn't laugh. It's so sad. But like, bro.
I mean,
bro.
I think this was like Iran's goal, is that they were trying to create so much like area.
this little thing right here that's flipping and flopping around. It kind of looks like one of the underwater missiles from Star Fox. I'm a dork. I apologize.
That it became a like the areas were like they were unwilling. Let me I just sorry. I started thinking about 3 other like conversations at the same time. Let me go ahead and rewind.
Happens.
I think the point that Iran was doing is that their
you can tell he's hanging out with a woman.
Goal was to basically
She's sucked the knowledge right out of him.
Try to create a destabilizing situation, and that would make all of the other countries in the area try to push the United States to leave the area because of how much issue that they're causing, right? So that's kind of really what it was, right? Create fear. Yeah, exactly. But the problem is that that's like, you know, it's a very big gamble, and the gamble lost. That's really what happened, is that they thought that was going to work, and it just did not work. So, yeah, it's a U.S. airbase in Jordan. Yeah, but they're bombing that, and they're not bombing the U.S. ships that are bombing them, right?
Oh,
so, like, why would they do that? It's because they can't. They know they can't.
That's right.
So they're just trying to
kill
like,
everybody.
Bombing one of our bases in another country doesn't matter. Like, we've probably evacuated all of those bases anyway. I mean, it's not like we can't. Like, you have to assume that, like, I mean, we can easily predict this is what's going to happen, right? Obviously, oh, wow, if we bomb Iran, Iran might bomb bases nearby. Like, yeah, duh, of course. So that's it. They're trying to create pressure on the U.S.
What terrorist gonna
like
terror?
saying, if you hit me, I'll get your little bro. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, they know that they...
Except they're not willing to bomb Israel because they're afraid Israel will fucking obliterate them. Oh my God. Again, Iran was the biggest bully in the Middle East. They were bullying everyone, and now they are gay as fuck. I assume that this clip is before the service members were killed in Jordan. Yeah, anywho. Yeah, the idea that they're just bombing everyone they fucking can is very real. And Trump has a new plan. First, we're going to obliterate Iran's entire coastline. Second, we are going to open the gates of hell.
Fox News alert, it's infrastructure week in Iran. Their coastline's getting hammered. We're cutting off power and took out some major bridges, snapping their supply lines in half.
Happy Bridge Day!
Iranian state media is reporting their key railway station's a fireball. That station handles over 100 million tons of cargo a year from the Strait.
Now, I heard someone in my chat saying it's a war crime. It's a war crime. You don't know that position at this point? You don't realize that war crimes are fake and gay? They're not real. War crimes are terms that homosexuals came up with to manipulate you. Okay, they're not real. Please, that's hilarious.
It also sends oil to China.
War crime? I don't think we did, mate.
Now, that's not all. Last night, we took out command centers, air defenses, missile and drone
Yes, base.
surveillance facilities all up and down the enemy coastline, and even hit targets deep inside near their capital.
Deep inside.
Holding strong.
Yeah.
Today, Marines boarded a vessel, MT Wen Yao, in the Gulf of Oman to ensure compliance. Since the wall went back up, one blockade runner was disabled with a Hellfire missile. 3 turned around. This phase of the operation all comes down to controlling the Strait. Iran's calling it their invincible red line. That's our red line, too.
I love how they name things like kids. Oh, yeah, well, I have a super duper shield, and my super shield is immune to your lasers. Alrighty, Ron.
Nuh-uh, I've got dexterity plus 1,000.
Single thing that they have along the shore, along the waterfront. You know, if you look at the Strait of Hormuz, it's now we're finding it hard to find where they have anything.
It's the Strait of no moves.
We have to stop it. We have to keep it.
We're trying to bomb them. But
I'll pretend you laughed at me.
Everything. We're trying so hard. We can't find anything to bomb. It's not easy. It's not easy when you've this thoroughly humiliated them.
Open.
Oh, man.
Heavy airstrikes are pushing the enemy back so they can't send drones into the Gulf. But this may require a ground assault to secure strategic islands.
Oh, shit.
Axios reporting that the president was briefed again on options for Karg Island.
It's like sometimes you need a ground campaign, but we have other people that will do the ground campaign for us. But we already hit Karg Island, as you know, twice.
I know.
even 3 times. I said,
I'm still waiting for us. I want to take Karg Island. My hot take is we should just take the island. It should just be ours.
hit everything but the oil. Just leave that little area from 25 yards out. Leave that little area.
And a lot of people will be like, oh, Conquest, yeah. Hello. Conquest is awesome, actually. Hello.
Don't touch the oil, because I don't want that in terms of the world
It's our
economy.
island
It's
now.
a,
That's
you know,
how
it's
it
a
works.
chunk of the world economy. So we haven't hit that. At some point we could, but I think it's unlikely.
Please no, send the Kurds. Yeah, no, send the Kurds into Iran. They'll fuck shit up there, and we'll just take Karg Island. That's their major oil land, and it'll be ours now. That's what I think. I think we should just take Karg Island. It'll be
Yes.
ours. It'll be awesome.
100%.
As far
Manifest
as
destiny,
taking it is
baby.
concerned, if we degrade them far enough and deep enough back, I would do that.
So now it's a pain game. Now they're only concerned with regime survival.
Okay. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to stop it there. I'm completely run out of time. We'll end on this note.
Fuck yeah. Right,
Showing that she belongs here.
right on it. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
And he can now smell every dick in the squad. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know have any way to sign off after that. But guys, just remember, pay attention. Take care of yourself. And just make sure that you don't come across as some of these idiots online do. My goodness. And just know that even though Rebecca Romaine didn't want to do the body paint this time, which I completely understand, made the Mystique costume look super dumb because she didn't want blue paint all the way up and down her arms and legs. Just know that we still love her more than this bitch because of what she did to the last 2 X-Men movies that she was in. And on that note, guys, I'm going to sign out. You guys have a fantastic day. Yanuka, I'll see you on X. And until we meet again tomorrow, take care of yourselves and each other.